Hello guys, this is Lakshmikant Tiwari. Today I'm gonna show you how to control your AWS services from your terminal. So Amazon Web Services offers you AWS command line interface. It's a single tool for controlling and managing multiple AWS services. So for that we need to first install AWS CLI. It's AWS command line interface. So you need to write there the pip install AWS CLI. I have already installed those AWS CLI, that's why it is telling almost all requirements is already satisfied. And suppose that if you are already installed and you want to upgrade your AWS CLI, you can write there AWS install -- upgrade and AWS CLI. Now it will check and it will find out that almost all requirements is already fulfilled. Now you can check your AWS version. Just write there AWS -- version. So you can see there AWS CLI 1.11 and 1.3 version is already installed. There is another tool, EB is already installed there, EB -- versions. You can see it's EB CLI 3.105 and it is working with the Python 2.7.1, which is already installed on my system. So now let's check few commands with the AWS. So you need to write there AWS configure. So AWS configure is set your AWS access key ID, and I have already given the AWS access key ID. So if you see into root directory, you can find a folder there .aws, and there is two files inside that folder, config and the credentials. So inside the credentials you can find out there AWS access key ID and AWS secret key. Okay, so is secret key and the access ID you can generate first with the IAM, then you need to write that access key and secret key. So here I do not have any user, so let's add a user. So let's write just a YouTube user, and then create a programmatic access and attach existing policy. Here I'm gonna add administrator access so that YouTube can get permissions to perform any actions on AWS. So finally let's create a users, and then it will show you access key ID and then secret key. So you can copy the access key. So let's update my access key. Okay, AWS configure and then update it, and AWS secret access key, and you can find it here and just copy it and paste it there. Now if you update it, if you are doing the first time, then it will just ask to enter these key, and if you have already connected it, then it will ask you to update. Fine. Now one user has been updated, and here is Asia Pacific working, that is my default region. Okay, AP South 1. So if you go inside credentials, you can see there AWS key ID and AWS secret access key. Fine. So let's check some AWS command. Okay, for that we need to write out few AWS command there in our command window. Let's list out S3 services, AWS S3LS. It will list almost in fact all buckets which is inside our S3. Okay, let's verify it. So from S3 you can verify it. Yeah, so here you can see these are S3 is already having a lot of buckets as it is listed out there. So let's check few more AWS command with the AWS IAM, that is identity manager, list users, okay, output and the table. So it will give the output in the form of table. So there is only one user, the username is YouTube and user ID, path, etc. Fine. So there is one AWS and then command and then sub commands, and then you can give the optional parameters such as the output, and output would come into the form of the table. And now let's check the another command, that is the AWS EC2 describe instances. So it will describe all the instances which are running my AWS. So it is coming blank, that means I do not have any EC2 services. So let's verify with the my EC2 services. Here you can see 0 running instances and 0 dedicated hosts. That's why it is coming null. Okay, so thank you so much for watching this tutorial, and stay tuned for next tutorial. Thanks for watching.